Maxwell House Coffee presents Good News of 1938. Once again, the makers of Maxwell House Coffee invite you to be their Hollywood guests. So imagine yourselves on stage 30 of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios, where tonight you'll meet Freddie Bartholomew, Fanny, Brice, and Hanley, Stafford, Frank Morgan, Mary Martin, Douglas McPhail, and Meredith Willson and his orchestra. And here's your host for this hour of entertainment, Robert Taylor. Thank you, Ted, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Ted has given you the main outlines of the show, but here are one or two other good reasons why I think you'll find it good listening. Number one, Fanny Brice will not only appear as Baby Snooks, but will also sing the narration of Walter Samuel's dramatic musical composition, Hollywood, the words of which were written by the famous columnist Ed Sullivan. That's number one. Fanny Brice will sing. Two, Frank Morgan will not sing. Three, I will not sing. Now, if that isn't enough to keep you dialers happy for the next 60 minutes, then I don't...
Pardon me, Bob.
Yes, Meredith?
I'm not going to sing either.
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. That's the greatest lineup of non-singing stars any program can boast. How can Bing Crosby follow that?
And speaking of Crosby, Bob, we've got a lot of show tonight, so don't you think we better get going with the opening number?
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Meredith Willson and his orchestra open the program with Meredith's own arrangement of Wide Open Places.
Oh, I went down to Madison Square Garden and rode in the rodeo last year. And now I'm back in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I ain't so doggone happy to be here. Take me back to the wide open places. Let me bask neath the bright neon light. Let me see those sun-ray faces in the wide open places that are open all night. You can have your boots and saddles, you can take your rolling place. Get along, little doggy, and don't come back again. Let me dance in some Broadway oasis, in the shade of the big apple tree, on the small narrow spaces in the wide open places that are open till
3. You certainly ripped off that number with a lot of zing. What's come over you?
Why, haven't you heard, Bob? In 3 weeks, I'm leaving for La Belle France. That's what they call it over there.
You mean the insiders, huh? Ever been abroad before, Meredith?
No, but gee, I'm lucky. Who do you think is taking care of my tickets and everything for me?
Who?
Frank Morgan.
Oh, are you lucky?
Now, listen, Bob, don't be sarcastic. You fellas don't understand Frank. He's a lovely guy, and he's always willing to help out a pal. And besides, he's got influence with the steamship line. Why, he's getting me my tickets for 50% off.
Yeah, if you think Frank Morgan can handle that, you're 50% off.
Well, that's what you think. Here he comes now, and I'll bet that he's got the tickets. Hello, Frankie!
Hello, Dizzy. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Frank.
What did I tell you? Well, Frank, what about La Belle France?
Oh, yeah, isn't she a honey? I'm going down to see her tonight.
No. What about the tickets?
Oh, yes. Well, I get in that burlesque theater for nothing.
Listen here, you silly man. Did you get my steamship tickets?
What tickets? What steamship?
I guess you're right, Divvy. I just don't understand, Frank.
Frank, please. Have you forgotten about my steamship tickets? My passport? You promised to take care of everything.
Yes. Oh, this, of course. I've got the tickets right here in my pocket. And by the way, I didn't have a photograph for your passport.
Well, why didn't you call me?
Well, I took care of it all right. Don't worry. I just pasted in a swatch from a buffalo robe.
Oh, that's fine. Did you get me that big reduction on the ticket?
Morgan's word is as good as his bond.
Yeah, a very low-grade bond.
A very heavy-handed remark, my inept young cockatoo. Morgan bond is a gilt-edged, double-barrel blue chip. And furthermore...
Frank, please. Did
What?
you take care of everything?
Why are you worried, Meredith? You gave me a check for $1,000. The normal price for the 2 tickets was $800. But I got them for $395, which is more than half off.
Yeah, there must be a catch to this.
What does he mean, Frank?
Oh, disregard him, Meredith. The total and net cost of the tickets was $395.
$395?
Exactly.
Oh, boy, did we tip him. Ha, Taylor.
Taylor. Yes. Well, of course, there's a slight additional charge for a messenger to go to the pier.
Here it comes.
Well, who cares? A messenger. How much was it, Frank?
$85.
Did you say $85?
Yes, with the tip, of course. I had to...
Frank, that does seem a little high for a messenger.
Well, the pier was in New York. The boy took a bus both ways.
Well, that brings the bill up to $480, but it's still a steal. Why don't you give him his change, Frank?
His case.
Yes, Frankie, what sort of accommodations did you get for me?
Oh, the very best. Now, look at this deck plan here. Now, this is the location your tickets call for, right here where you see the cross mark.
Say, this cabin is right next to the engine room on deck G.
Yeah, that's under the water.
Well, only partly, but I've already had you moved to a delightful little hole. A cabin, right next to the ship's kennels.
I've got to live next to the kennels?
Well, don't worry. I've already squared it with the dogs. Would you believe it? That crooked purser wanted $200 to switch your cabin, but I beat him down to $150.
$150 to get me a room next to the kennels.
Well, just look, Meredith. It's only 50 yards from the bath.
Well, Meredith will like that. How far is it from the dining room?
Well, about 20 minutes walk as the crow flies. It will make a nice little stroll to sharpen up your appetite. And have I got things fixed for that dining room, steward?
You have?
Yes, for a measly $300, I've got the guy eating out of your hand.
Now, see here, Frank.
The total is now $930.
Frank, I think the idea of tipping a dining room steward $300 is ridiculous.
No, it isn't. Not when he managed to procure a couple of deck chairs for a paltry $75.
Meredith, your $1,000 is now gone, and you owe Frank $5.
Wait a minute. I feel a little dizzy.
Well, that's just it. What you need is a boat trip. This will fix you up fine.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be sailing July 2nd. Is that right?
Yes. Could you let me have that $5 before you go?
Yeah. Here you are.
Oh, thank you. Now, here are the tickets.
Yes, your cut rate ticket.
Oh, well. Say, Frank, when do I get to Europe?
Europe? Europe? Meredith, this boat doesn't go to Europe. It goes to Guatemala.
Guatemala?
Yes.
Isn't this the Normandy?
No, Meredith. This is a freight boat. How do you think I got the tickets so cheap?
So cheap! I could have had the Royal Suite on the Queen Mary for half the money.
Parvenu. I tell you, you'll love this trip, Meredith. You won't even smell the cargo till you get below Florida.
Smell what cargo? What are they carrying?
Live goats and salt mackerel.
Morgan, take these tickets and get out of here. I'm going to stop payment on my $1,000 check, and I want my $5 back.
Well, of all the nerve, you stop that check, I'm stuck with a ticket.
Yeah, why don't you go to Guatemala?
Well, I'd sooner swim there than go on that horrible boat. That's the last time I do a favor for a friend, but I'll get rid of these tickets somehow.